Hey, good Norwegian Constitutional Day. Happy Norway Day. Let's celebrate us. Whoop whoop. Go Norway. Something like that. Hello Hugo. Hello Roy. I'm talking over the intro, the game intro, because it doesn't really matter. The intro that matters were the old style proper Wheaton engines proper F1 intro. Yeah, Coldfish Day indeed. So the F1 World Grand Prix challenge. Let's just do a little thingy. I thought I had turned down the system? Yeah, system. Oh, of course. So I had turned down nothing. I had turned down the sounds in game, but that's while driving, not in the menus. Ah, that's more like it. So, what this random F1 game is about? It is about a challenge. It's about loads of challenges. One of the challenges is the fact that the game is old and track layouts are surprisingly good, except for one track. We will see that later. Even Roy, if he sticks with us in F1, will realize that track layout is very, very strange. Anyway, the challenge mode in this game. I'm getting stuck with the music. It's both quite good and a bit too loud, but let's go with it. So there is 3 different types of challenges. It is the offense challenge, the defense challenge, and the trouble challenge. There is 5 of each. So let's just start then with the offense. Everything is based on the 1997 Formula 1 season, which this game is trying to recreate. Oh yeah, and by the way, exhibition, not a single race. Got all the drivers like Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine in Ferrari, Jean Alesi and Gerhard Berger in the Benetton, Mika Häkkinen, David Coulthard in the McLaren, Ralf Schumacher, Giancarlo Fisichella in the Jordan, Olivier Panis and Shinji Nakano in the Prost, Johnny Herbert, Nicola Larini in the Sauber. So they've stuck with the guy who started the season in the team. Larini didn't finish the season. Just Verstappen and Mika Salo in the Tyrrell, Ukio Katayama and Jarno Trulli in the Minardi, Rubens Barrichello and Jan Magnussen in the Stewart. And then we got Silver Driver. Okay, that's okay. And you got a broadcast mode. So the Silver Driver and the Gold Driver are unlockables. I just didn't think I unlocked it by just testing one race. But okay, Silver Driver is an unlockable. Then you have a television cameraman because you can watch the race in broadcast mode. Quite good for a game from 1998. Then Arrows with Damon Hill and Pedro Diniz. And then you got Jack Villeneuve but with no picture. And that is because driver info question marks. Jack Villeneuve isn't a driver in the game. You got handful of friends as well, but Jack Villeneuve is the driver Williams, and I thought I actually could change the name on that screen. Can I? Yeah. So with all drivers, when you choose them, you can choose a skill level and controller type, and I like standard or wheel, transmission type, acceleration assist, brake assist, and so on. But with Jack Villeneuve, you also have edit name because he's called Driver Williams. So in the game, you will see the driver being referred to as Driver Williams. That is Jack Villeneuve. I've just change up. Yeah, you can simulate races. You can actually watch it. You can do the broadcast. So yep, for an old game, it does have something. But it is the challenge mode. That is what I'm doing today. So, challenge offense A. I can read about it there, but just load in and read about the challenge while loading in, or before starting it, I guess. So, starting in 1997, Bridgestone began supplying F1 tires to some teams. Goodyear had previously enjoyed a monopoly in the F1 tire market. During the Spanish Grand Prix, several teams used a new super soft tire. The new tires improved grip, produced excellent qualifying times. Should have been some more there, but the tires improved grip and produced, it should have said. However, the new tires were too soft to put up with the heat of a long race. Cars using those tires had to make extra pit stops to change them. Take advantage of your hard tires to gain as many positions as possible, while the drivers with soft tires have to make an unscheduled pit stop. And I need to turn down the sounds. Sound option. That's... yeah, and this is just in-game, so it doesn't matter. I need to do it in the menus as well. Hello, Kevin! Or Kev. I just guessed that your name is Kevin. Can be something else. So yeah. Let's do this. The interesting thing is that I can't choose manual gearing for the challenges. It needs to be in automatic. But also I can't have any other driver aids, so if I want to have brake help or something, that doesn't work. I also do like the proper HUD graphics, like in the broadcast of those days. I also, in a way, oh, this is the thing I wanted to mention, but I also like the fact that it looks like I'm watching or playing the race on a monitor, like in pit monitor, with the position and laps and all that stuff on the right side. But as you might have noticed after hairpin, the car really bogged down. If you're on the brakes and then go on the throttle, it is a long delay before it actually speeds up again. Oops. Damage is on for some reason, but yeah, if you brake hard and then go and click the throttle, then it takes a long time for it to actually rev up and start accelerating. As evident there as well. Also, if you brake and turn at the same time, you will spin out. The physics are I'm not sure what I would say is the right word for it. I could go with interesting, but I feel like that's too mild in a way. And obviously the first challenges would be easy. It's hard difficulties the more you or the further in you get, for obvious reasons. Yep, the driving is very stilted. It's yeah. It feels, the only time where the driving actually feels iffy is also too mild. I think, you know, it's a very peculiar way of driving. It does feel good. It's actually too easy on the first challenges. The driving feels fine at medium high speed corners where you can just use the aero grip and downforce. But other than that, the driving physics are, yeah.
At least he's 9 seconds ahead.
But I also do like the team radio guy. He's constantly updating. So yeah, not too much to talk about in the first challenge. It is quite easy, but it is based on the real life thing. Not that Olivier Panis just flew by the drivers like that, but he did get the podium in the Spanish Grand Prix due to the British tires. So, and that is the way that is what we're trying to recreate. Not getting on the podium per se, but having a good race as Olivier Panis due to the British tires in Spain. I also like the F1 ads, which is clearly Marlboro. It is quite obvious that that's what it's meant to be. And also the Formula 1 ads on the right side here, that is clearly meant to be Foster's. And they look so similar that I actually, unless I focus on it and read the actual text, then I'm automatically thinking Marlboro and Foster's. Oh, and then it bogged down. Yep, the Scottish race engineer is talking and talking and talking. It's not even helping with the pace notes. It's not like it's Nicky Grist or something. Yep, just complete. And yeah, that's also the thing where the Williams cars doesn't have Rothmans but has Williams on the car, and Jordan have Bussin Hornets or something. No, Beaten Heroes, I think it is there. And Benetton has Benetton. The McLaren doesn't have anything. They just blank where it's supposed to be west. And yeah, congratulations, you were able to make full use of harder tires and advanced. Yeah, it was loud music. Yep, it was really easy. That is 5 points on challenge number 1. Let's go to defense. During 1997 Australian Grand Prix, David Coulthard from the McLaren team impressed everyone by taking the lead several times during the race. Well, that will happen later on. I will actually do this race from a different point of view later on. So yeah, during the last few laps of the race, Frentzen tried to regain the lead from Coulthard, while Michael Schumacher tried to close in on the leaders. Try to extend your lead and hold off Frentzen and Schumacher to gain the first win for Team McLaren in over 3 years. But again, it is the easiest difficulty on the first one, so it is not much of a challenge. The actual challenge that comes later. He says and almost loses the lead. I mean, it doesn't help the look of the game in terms of driving because the chase cam is moving a bit as well. I can't remember there being palms on this part of the track when I walked the track. Also flat out. But like I said earlier, the layout of the tracks are fairly good considering it is a game from the early, well, not extremely early, but the first half of the Nintendo 64 era. Oops. Yeah, that's also the anti-cut mechanism in the game. if you try to cut, the game will just throw your car here and there and everywhere. And it might damage your car really bad or not at all. Okay, so Frentzen retired. So I'm supposed to keep Frentzen Schumacher behind me, and he retired for some reason. That's also a fairly interesting thing in the challenges, that they seem to have just somehow created a real race, or a race, and it's almost like you are continue from a saved game, and they have random retirements, because the challenge is to keep Frentzen behind, and Frentzen has retired, so half of the challenge is completed. Yeah. No, the bullets aren't concrete. I can just drive through the bullets. It just decides that, nah, you're now cutting too much, so let's give you a bump and jump and here and there, and yep. So, trying to find something to talk about during a very easy challenge. This is the only F1 track that I have fully walked on, like the whole layout. I have walked on 95% of the Monaco layout, but tiny bits of that were actually closed off when I was in Monte Carlo, and not during an F1 weekend, but when I was in Monte Carlo on holiday, so I couldn't walk the whole track. But 8 years ago, when I was in Melbourne, I walked around Albert Park, and I walked the whole track. 18 seconds. Okay, so there is a... He will stop mentioning how far back a driver is when the driver is 20 seconds or more behind. That will probably happen now. Yeah, well, you will see what happens when I hit the Armco battery, right? That is bound to happen in the Monaco challenge or something. Also, it does have a fairly interesting onboard view, because it looks like they've gotten some very low resolution pictures. There's not much movement in the steering wheel either. And it's impossible to drive in this camera view because I have no indication of what the car is doing. But how it looks is quite nice, also with the T-cam. Again, considering, but it's awful with all the bumps. But considering the age of the game, it is fairly fine. Yep, Hugo, the onboards are awful to use for driving. They look okay. Now, way behind, that's more than 20 seconds. Other things that looks surprisingly good for some reason is the rear suspension and assembly at the rear. It looks so nice compared to the rest of the game. Detailed, clear, everything is just perfect. And that is supposed to be the defense thing. Yeah, I maintained a huge lead. Easy. It's going to get harder. So, trouble A is Michael Schumacher. So now there is a trouble one. And is that Monaco already? No, it's not. Okay, so the Belgian track is well known for its unpredictable weather. At the start of the 97 race, the track was very wet due to an unexpected downpour. Most of the drivers opted for full treaded tire, but Michael Schumacher decided to start with the intermediate tires, hoping the course would dry out. Fortunately, the sun came out after a few laps and the course dried fairly quickly. This enabled Schumacher to grab the lead from the Williams driver, or Jack Villeneuve. As the course dries up, get into first position and build up as large a lead as you can. This will ensure a Belgian victory for Michael Schumacher. So, it is raining, you can't see very much. Another interesting choice in this game is the wet weather, well, speed and physics and stuff. No, because that's 98, Hugo, not 97. But yeah, the choice in wet isn't necessarily that the grip is worse when taking corners. Oh, but I still need to be halfway smart. But yeah, the grip in the corners aren't bad. So how do they make the lap times a lot higher in the rain? Well, they just limit the top speed. I only reached 249 after Eau Rouge on that stage, but now it's raining slightly less, or the track is supposed to be a bit drier, so I get a bit higher speed, and that's how they do it. The wetter the track is, the slower the car is in a straight line, but it doesn't do anything in the corners. So yeah, it's not really a simulator, that's for sure. And yeah, people can complain about the Codemasters F1 games, but we have moved on quite nicely from how games used to be. Like the chicanes. Yeah, I guess many would have liked the wet weather to just make the car slower in the straight line. See, now it's drier, so now the car is a lot quicker in the straight line. It's still not as quick as it would be with dry weather tires, because I'm on intermediate, even though it doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, it looks like it because you don't have the treaded tires, or what it's called. In 97 still had slicks. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Took ages to get on the power again. But I must admit, like I mentioned, it looks nice with the correct on-screen graphics. The fact that it says Michael Schumacher or M. Schumacher, number 5 in the Ferrari, and the Goodyear tires, and it looks like it should from the era in terms of the TV and the graphics on the TV and the broadcast. And it is amazing how details like that, and just the tag Hauer thingy coming up there as well, how it makes it feel, I'm not gonna say realistic, but it's because it's far from realistic. But it makes it feel a lot better. Yep, suspension damage and aero damage. I also like that. Yeah, so the 6 lights on the right. The top one is suspension, then it's tires, then it's aero, so wings, and then for some reason it's Germany. I would have expected gearbox to be GEA. Did you gearbox and not GER for Germany? But yeah, then you have issues with Germany, don't you all? And then you have engine, even though it looks like it's an H in the middle and not an N, but it's engine. And then it's fuel or fuel. Again, I don't quite understand why they didn't go with FUE, but okay. And it's self-explanatory. Suspension is suspension, and which tires are if the tires are getting worn. Aero is the wings, gearbox is the gearbox. I mean, Germany is the gearbox. engine is engine and full is fuel. So if you have little fuel left, then that light is shining or blinking. Yep, red light is sus. But it's more sus when you are in the red light district and you see the blue light. That's really sus. Indeed, Roy, there's another F1 game that I plan to stream one day in the future, where it pops up retirements on the screen, and then it says just the name and sus if it's suspension damage. Then it might say Michael Schumacher, sus. Alright, easiest difficulty done. Moving on to Offense B, Giancarlo Fisichella. GCF. 97 Canadian Grand Prix. Some teams tried the super soft tires. Though the tires had been improved, there were still problems. Some of the tires blistered badly. This forced many drivers to make extra pit stops or drive with tires that did not grip well. On lap 48, Giancarlo Fisichella, it is Italian, so I even do the hand motion when saying it, decided to try finishing the race on the tires he had, even though they were blistered and losing grip. Try to finish using these worn tires to avoid an extra pit stop. Hopefully you can get some points and maybe get onto the podium. This is offense, right? Not trouble? I'm sure it shows offense. This sounds more like trouble. Oh, and it is Bitten and Hisses are the Benson Hedge advertisements. Oh, 5 laps. I also like that the tires are blistered, but it doesn't show up on the tires on the right side. They can't be that bad. It's a nice graphical error, and that's not due to emulating it. It is fly, moose, fly. That's a very Canadian advertisement. Also, drivers, as it says on the side of the track there, or at the top here, that's obviously the player's reference, so that is also tobacco. Hee-haw.
You've moved up to 4th place. Only 4 laps to go.
I don't want to know how many hours I spent on this game on the N64 as a kid. And there was a second version released. Oh, boink, boink. Move it. Yeah, there was a second version released with the obvious name of F1 World Grand Prix 2. And I read about it in a Norwegian N64 magazine, and I so wanted it, but I could never find it in the shops in Norway. Then again, based on this game, like I said, there are things in the game that are really nice, like the on-screen graphics, the challenge mode, the broadcast mode, and also the fact that this game does include the 107% rule. So if you decide to do a championship with in the highest difficulty, then you also need to be within the 107% of the pole position. If not, you will not be allowed to start the race and just move on to the next race in the championship, which is really good. But still, I am surprised that they actually got the green light to make another game. That they earned enough money on this one, and B, decided that yeah, this was also a good enough game, so let's just make a second one. it sounds weird to do a stream of a game that I'm saying isn't really that good, but nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and the challenge mode is nice. It is a bit like the other F1 game that I want to stream in the future. It is probably one of the worst F1 games I've ever tried in terms of how the track looks. I mean, I don't recognize where I am at half the tracks in that other game, and the driving physics makes this one look like iRacing. But that game has some features that no other F1 game I've seen before or since has. So it is still really fun to race. And I feel like the games of old had a bigger chance of achieving that. These days the games are either good or bad. It's harder to find a game today that's not good but still manage to make it fun to play due to some kind of stuff in the game that is fine or good or fun. Like World Grand Prix, Roy, that game isn't good to drive. The physics are arcadey as hell, but doesn't always make sense. A good arcade game still makes sense to play. World Grand Prix doesn't make sense half the time either. But that game has a career mode, which is second to none. So you do not get. Yeah, look at that, awesome. Right, thinking about the same thing with World Grand Prix. You don't get that anymore. World Grand Prix 4 had the same awful driving physics, but the game itself wasn't engaging. It was. I know that you probably disliked that one less than I did, yeah, but it lacked charm. It just an actual polished turd for some reason. No, it is not a Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulator 2, which is the only N64 version of the game. It is not that one. But that one, it's not on my streaming list. But yes, I agree. I haven't tried the first one, so it might be different. But Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulator 2 for N64 is in that same category, but the tracks looks like the tracks in that game, so it is not that game I'm talking about. But yes, Hugo, I completely agree. And I also not playback. I also agree that this is back in the days where licensing isn't just a weapon, where it was an offense, where licensing wasn't exclusive, so people could actually make games and try to when you had 4 devs that had an F1 license, then it's okay, so the PC version I have tried, both looked at and tried the PC version, and some other version as well. I think we've spoken about it on stream previously, and I know I've chatted with Roy about it and some Germans about it. That is back when not only did you have like 4 different devs having a license, or publishers having a license, so you could make licensed game competing against each other, but you also had different devs making the same game but on different platforms, like Image Space Incorporated, who made Sports Car GT, R Factor 1, R Factor 2. They made all the PC versions of the Electronic Arts F1 games, so F1 2000, 2001, 2002 and F1 Challenge. But the console versions were made by a different company, which is why those games are extremely dissimilar. Same with the NASCAR Thunder 03 and 04. the only NASCAR Thunder games that EA had on PC, as far as I know. Also made by Image Space Incorporated. So yeah, the N64 version of the Monaco Grand Prix is quite different. So, during the German Grand Prix, Gerhard Berger had built up a significant lead over the second place car driven by Giancarlo Fisichella. Unfortunately, Berger needed to make a refueling stop. Since Fisichella had enough fuel, he was able to pass Berger while he was in the pits. Try to add as much time as possible to your lead, then take as a short pit stop as possible to get back into the lead quickly.
Your fuel is getting low. Fisichella's way behind.
Yep, red tires and shining fuel. So a light red or dark red, but not a bright light. Whew. That means that the tires are starting to get worn or the fuel are starting to get low. When it's a big shiny light like it is on the fuel now, whoa, then that's telling you now you're really getting low or worn tires. And if it's blinking, then it is, do a pit stop or retire. They're the Kellogg's version of the game. I own Grand Prix Legends,
Fisichella's way behind.
the original Grand Prix Legend game. I got the full version in a PC Magazine game. PC Magazine magazine. I got the game in a magazine, is what I'm trying to say. And the magazine was cheap AF. So yeah. I have no idea if I'm supposed to do another lap or not, but it doesn't matter, does it? I like how the offense one had, he 2 laps possibly. Maybe I should have gone for 4. Well, they fixed the suspension damage.
Almost due, last
Okay, so 2 laps left and I'm still in the lead. I stick by what I've said. It is going to be harder. It is a challenge to get 100% score. But yeah, Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulator 2 does have a career mode. I think that's the first game I ever seen that had a career mode and a proper one. I mean, there are some of these old games from the late PS1 and 64, early PS2 era that has a career mode, but it's not really a career mode. It's often more like put in your name and quote, and here you can drive. That's it. Yeah, right. It is very challenging to see the challenge at the moment. And also later on, the challenge isn't going to be... Whoa. The challenge is more to drive. The challenge isn't going to be to not fail. But the challenge is to actually get the top score in time. Because 5 is the top score. But you will pass the challenge by getting a 1. But you need a 5 on everyone or every challenge to actually get a top score in total, obviously. But yeah, the Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulator 2 career mode actually had you choose between teams and you needed to perform to get other teams to sign you, and you had to perform to actually get better teams to have a bigger chance of performing well, and so on. And with halfway realistic damage as well, that was a challenge. So maybe I should look into that game again now that I've gotten older, because I did not manage it at all as a kid. But again, then I was a kid when I was a young boy and all that. But no, the F1 game that I'm also planning to do a stream of later is it's the same dev. Well, it is on in Nintendo 64, but the Japanese version and the European version is quite different, even though it is the same game. That is because in Europe and North America, Ubisoft was publishing the game, and they had the license, the F1 license. So the game in Europe and North America are licensed, like properly F1 licensed, while the Japanese version has no license at all. Which is a bit ironic considering the Monaco Grand Prix game doesn't have a license other than for Monaco, because it is Ubisoft that lost the license. Okay, Trouble B. In 97 Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh! Guys, this is something you should watch. While you might not completely remember the old Hungaroring layout with the first corner and stuff, we all know that Hungaroring has a right hand corner at the start, and then after short straight there's a long left hander going downhill into right hander, and then there's a straight and uphill. We all know that. That was how the track was in 97 as well. The ones who made this game have added some corners. I don't know how, and I still don't understand what it's supposed to be. I really do not get it. Anyway, 97 Hungarian Grand Prix. Yuki Katayama struggled to remain in the top 10 cars. His brakes had begun to fail, causing his lap times to drop. With just 3 laps left, try to post the best lap times you can. Remember that your brakes are badly damaged and there's no time for another pit stop. So it is just about putting in good lap times. Okay, so here is turn 2, the left hand, and then you're going down to right hander, and then you're going onto the straight, wait, and then there's another left 180, and then there's a right hander, and then comes straight. Huh? I do not understand where the heck those corners came from. I also like that there are brake damage, but there is no... Oh, there is actually brake damage, it doesn't brake at all. But yeah, it is brake damage on the car. Whoops, but the AI is so easy. So I can still go past them. And also because there's no brake damage light, they just put on the engine light. Indeed, Hugo, they looped the first chicane. Well, it's not a chicane, but yeah, they looped the corners. But they're not equal either. They're not the same. So it's yeah, it's very strange. I wonder if this is actually going to be good enough to... No, it's not. 2 laps to go. So the first corner is... Oh, I forgot about the brakes. The first corner is longer than what it is now. Oops. And then we are going to the new set of corners, which is also really hard to do without brakes. Oh, but I really do not understand how they made the track. How, yeah. Oh. Well, that's also a way to pass someone. But this challenge doesn't give you a positional objective. You don't have to finish in the top 10. You don't have to finish ahead of anyone. You just have to post good lap times, which is really yes, Roy, but if it had been that layout in 1996, I could have understand. Yeah, okay, so I finished the challenge with 1 lap spare because it's too easy. But yeah, if it had been the 96 layout, I could have understood them making a mistake. But no. Okay, offense C, Jinji Nakano. That's gonna be Magny-Cours, I think, because that's the only place to score points. No, Hungarian Grand Prix again. Okay. Near the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix, Jinji Nakano found himself in a position to work his way up to the leaders and maybe earn some points. Nakano had been battling both Eddie Irvine and Ralf Schumacher for a large part of the race. Trying to pass Irvine as soon as possible. This could allow you to reach the 2 Schumacher brothers before the end of the race. Okay. Oh, of course I have brakes now.
Irvine is 3 seconds ahead. Penny's way behind.
Indeed. But Senna didn't have a Honda engine at that time. So I'm using the Japanese Honda power. And the immense grip of the Bridgestones probably. Yeehaw! Boink. It's... yeah.
Just ahead.
So I passed Irvine and I caught up to the Schumacher brothers. I'm just gonna repeat myself. I promise you guys, it will get more challenging.
You're in 4th position now. 2 laps left.
Oh! I got repassed. Boink. Whoa, that was left car. Just imagine if this had been NASCAR 99. How many whoas and man, oh man, would have been already. I guess no, it would have taken too long time today, but I guess that's kind of what I should do pretty soon as well. Try to do the Impossible Racing Game challenge again.
12 seconds ahead.
Yeehaw! Anti-cut, suspension damage.
Schumacher's 10 seconds behind you.
Indeed.
Last lap.
And you don't see driving like this on the interstate. And I'm quite happy that I don't. I would have been scared to even be a passenger with Roy then, if people were driving like this on the highway to Sweden. Or highway to hell. It's basically the same. And while the NASCAR 99 stream got 3 content matches and 2 songs that made the stream being blocked in Russia and Belarus, I'm wondering what's going to happen with this one, because in theory I probably should just do a unlisted test stream with the music and see if it causes any issues, but yeah, old games, old music.
About 10 seconds ahead.
Johnny Herbert to Sherbert.
Schumacher's 13 seconds back.
That's gonna be 5 more points. No! Okay. So here's the thing. That's a score 4. What the hell am I supposed to do to get a score 5? Excellent. Passing Irvine and the two Schumacher brothers has earned you a 4th place finish. Fine. But that's not a top score. So while the challenge itself to pass the challenge is easy, yeah, so I need to be 13 seconds quicker or something? Ha! So now, finally, after on challenge 11, I got to show why the video is called what it is. Because it is a challenge to actually complete the challenges, or the challenge mode. Alright then, defense C, Michael Schumacher. The Shoemaker. Michael Schumacher dominated the French Grand Prix from the start to finish. By the end of the race, he had a comfortable lead and his victory was certain. His brother Ralph was also running a good race. If Ralph could stay on the lead lap, he might be able to benefit from a late retirement. As Michael Schumacher, build your lead and win the race. But don't pass your brother, so that maybe he can earn some points as well. So I like how the defense challenge is to drive away from the drivers behind, but do not pass the guy ahead. So the defense is not be offensive. Well, I'm always offensive, but I mean, not try to attack. And it's not like Ralf Schumacher is quick. Oh, come on. Defense is probably gonna be more like do not lose the lead while driving like a snail behind your brother. Yeah, Frentzen is catching up. LOL. Yep, that's a score 5. yeah, I know. Mark wouldn't have just stayed behind to help out. Nope. You give Ralph a chance to earn some points by not passing him, even though you obviously could have. Yep, that is quite obvious as well. Oh, the F1 team intro, by the way, Hugo, that's not a part of the game. That's just me adding it in the stream because I felt it was fitting. Okay, Trouble C. So, remember I was the burger in Defense B. Had to pull off some distance to Fisichella before I was pitting in the German Grand Prix. Now, Trouble C. That's going to be Giancarlo Fisichella at the German Grand Prix. Because Fisichella was having one of his best races of the season when disaster hit. Near the end of lap 39, while in second place behind Gerhard Berger, Fisichella lost his left rear wheel. Amazingly, he was still able to get his car to the pits and repair it. So in real life he got a puncture. He didn't lose the wheel, but puncture is not a part of the game. So here, I'm gonna lose the wheel. When your car loses wheel, try to reach the pit, replace your wheel and try to get back into the race as quickly as you can. So, look at the left rear. Boink!
Berger's 3 seconds ahead. Schumacher's 2 seconds behind you. Berger's taking the lead.
I also like there's a red light for tires. No shit. Yeah, well, Fisichella did get a puncture on his left rear tire into that corner in real life. So, I mean, everything fits except the fact of losing the wheel and how it looks when you're losing the wheel in this game. Yep! The wheel really said goodbye and left the car and the chat and the game and everything. Roy mentioned yeet earlier. I knew that was gonna happen. The tire just yeeted itself to outer space. Alright then. It was about trying to get back as much as possible or something. I can't remember what the challenge was. So just drive quick then, I guess.
Elise is 6 seconds ahead. Nakano's 3 seconds behind you.
So yeah, this this is challenge number 12, 13, 12, 9. Oh, I can't count. I said 11 earlier, but that wasn't. Oh well, this is challenge number 9, and it is the second challenge from the same race, and they are in a way connected to each other because as Berger I had to pull away from Fisichella. Fisico. The slipstream effect is also working from afar. And it's working really well. Oh, and the finish line already. Okay, is this 5 points? 5 points! Despite losing a rear wheel, you were able to return to the race and get back up into the top 6. Okay. Good, good. That was number 9, right? Not 12. That was number 9. Offense D. David Coulthard. David Coulsoft. Monza, the Italian Grand Prix course. It's a high-speed track with very few opportunities for passing. Well, every straight. Therefore, being in the lead is a big advantage. I'm not sure I agree, actually. In the 97 race, David Coulthard was in second place, but he was having a difficult time trying to pass John Alesi to take the lead. When it became time for both cars to refuel, Coulthard realized that his best chance to pass Alesi was to have a faster pit stop. Yes? If you can't pass Alesi on the track, otherwise following into the pit and refuel faster than him, then hold on to the lead for the next few laps. Question: how can I decide, or how can I make the pit crew work faster? Of course Coulthard would like to have a faster pit stop, but he can't do anything about that. Yeah, but if you're under fuel, then you have to save fuel, and with the straights at Monza, that should be a problem. Because if you can't run full throttle all the time on the straight, you will get passed again. So, eh. Oh! The fuel is not blinking. No, this is offense, Roy. This is offense. It's offense, defense, trouble. And I just lost the wheel with Fisichella. So that was trouble. So then it's offense again. I also like how my engineer was screaming to me that I'm almost out of fuel. That wasn't just an information, that was... Yep. Yep, there's the blinking,
Release is 4 seconds back.
the blinking light and the blinding lights. Something like that. Imagine if the F1 cars had this amount of grip. Woohoo. And imagine if real life had this bad draw distance. At least Hugo, the tires are more
Release is 6
smooth
seconds behind you.
and circle-like. Oh yeah, and speed limit is pretty automatic.
Release is 6 to lead.
Oh, 808.
Last lap.
Ooh. I do like how the mirrors are showing me the side pods in the mirror. It is probably somewhat correct if I had this view in real life, but it's still a bit interesting choice.
Release is 14 seconds ahead. Hakkinen 6 seconds behind you.
So I put out 6 seconds on Hakkinen in that half lap. Lace is going to pits, right?
Release is in the pit.
Yep, nice.
Release is 14 seconds ahead. Schumacher's 10 seconds back.
5 points. And then, Roy, it is time to do defense again. And this time I'm going to be Heinz Harald Frentzen. So is this going to be Imola then, maybe? Which is quite fitting, considering that's where I'm racing in real life. So, the San Marino Grand Prix. Heinz Harald Frentzen tried desperately to hold off Michael Schumacher in the last laps to take the victory. Unfortunately, several of the slower cars were in Frentzen's way. If he could get by them quickly, they would then become an obstacle to Schumacher. Pass as many of the slower cars as you can, then use those slower cars to your advantage by putting them in Michael Schumacher's way. Like I can put them... Okay, it's Mario Kart. Ooh, Hugo, I am not a fan of Heinz Ketchup. Alright. Or, whoa, it's not Heinz Harald Frentzen in this game, it's Heinz Frentzen.
Schumacher's 2 seconds behind you.
I seem to remember this one being a proper challenge. Oh, yeah, because the track is... while the layout in terms of corners might be fairly correct, and the Imola track in real life is more hilly than
Schumacher's right behind you.
TV usually shows. It is a bit over the top in this game. Oh, come on. Power! I also wonder where lapped cars are. Oh, I see a lapped car, or it isn't lapped yet, but I see a car in the distance.
You've got the lead. 3 laps to go.
Who?
Steve, giving you a warning.
Whoa. Yeah. Warning for cutting the track, I know. It is a really effective anti-cut measure with that random car speeding thingy. The challenge doesn't just say to keep Schumacher behind me, I need to lap as many cars as possible. Yeah, it is a double whammy. Both cut the track warning and then you also cut the track, so let's screw your car. Yeah, and this is also what I seem to remember. It is a hard challenge, but Schumacher does lose a substantial amount of time behind the left cars. Oops. And also, if I remember correctly, this game also has red flags in it. But I can't say I've experienced it. Or maybe I experienced it once and was so shocked and then it never happened again. And that's why I know it is in the game. But yeah. When you do use the hardest difficulties, you have the 107% rule. You also have a proper yellow flag rule, so you can't actually pass all the cars on the yellow, or of course you can pass them, but that's gonna give you a warning. And you don't get a stop and go penalty in this game or something. It's warnings and then disqualification. So I guess to get a 5 point I need to at least lap the car ahead of the Prost. Which is a Jordan. Oh, no motivational speaking. He often says last lap you can do it, or go for it, or something like that. What was that? Oh, is it the Irvine up ahead?
Schumacher's 7 seconds behind you.
Come on, throttle, power. Oh, screw this! No.
Schumacher's the new leader.
Schumacher is not a new leader. Damn. Oh, and again. No! Yeah! Ah! Talk about being stupid.
Schumacher's just ahead.
And it didn't go on the throttle. So another thing that's interesting with the game is that Schumacher, that's Michael Schumacher. I have to do this again. Jesus. Oh, how stupid. Schumacher, that is Michael Schumacher, while Ralph is Ralph Schumacher. Alrighty then. It all unraveled after 2 mistakes in 1 lap.
Schumacher's right behind you.
And I was about to say as well that I'm happy that I'm doing the defense once quite quickly, and then I screw it up, because I do like the offense challenges. And I do like the trouble challenges. I'm not a fan of these defense ones. They feel too much like the offense ones quite often, without giving much of I'm not gonna say not much of a challenge because I just failed this one. But yeah, now it defense ones often feels like offense, just not lose a position.
You're in first position now. Only 3 laps to go.
Hoo-ha. There might be some other games than just NASCAR 99 that I kind of want to do a full race on or things like that. This game is not one of them. Imagine doing a full race on any track in this game. It's probably going to be a heck of a challenge, but yeah. Yeah. But also regarding the biased engineer,
5 seconds back.
wasn't like everyone biased against Frentzen in favor of Schumacher back in the day? Feels like it. And, well, technically, I guess Schumacher's wife also decided the same, as she was Frentzen's girlfriend earlier on. Yeah. Ouch.
Verstappen's out. 10 cars left.
10 cars left.
Only 2 laps left.
Okay. A race of attrition at Imola that day.
Schumacher's 4 seconds back.
Okay, so I do think I have lapped the other cars slightly faster this time than last time. Well, we'll see then. I remember when I lapped the Prost, so maybe it's about the same. But Schumacher is 3 seconds closer to me. Yep, so I lapped the Prost down from chicane down towards Rivazza. So I am doing it better this time, but still the Michael is closer.
Schumacher's 5 seconds back.
Yep, last time he was 7 seconds back and now it's 5. So even though I'm driving better, the AI is driving better as well. Or as you say in Norway, AI for AI. So, I. Okay, last lap, try to have some focus now.
Last lap.
Don't screw this up again, you stupid Norwegian thing.
Schumacher's 6 seconds behind you.
Come on, power. I wish I knew why it happened. Why it suddenly just almost idles in neutral and I'm on full power. But, oh, well, that's a lot of aero damage and suspension damage. The suspension is blinking.
New wing must be deployed. We're ready. The suspension is failing.
So now I actually need to be careful
Schumacher's 4 seconds behind
to not
you.
retire due to damage. Jeez Louise. I do like there's 3 different lights on the 3 damaged parts though. Okay, how many points? 5 points, 3 points, 4 points, 3 points! Well done by passing the stolen cars. Schumacher was unable to put up a series challenge to victory. 3 points! I lapped 5 fucking cars. Well, next one. 3 points. 3. Well, friends are in trouble now, so yep. But 3 points. I'll show him the gap. In the 1997 Grand Prix at Monaco, started in light rain. Most teams opted for either rain or intermediate tires, but not the Williams team. The Williams team expected the rain to stop and the course to dry quickly. Unfortunately, the rain got heavier and showed no signs of stopping. Try to prevent as many cars as possible from passing you. You must go slowly to avoid spinning out on the wet track. I think that's a restart. It did not break. Okay. Oh, this stopped behind me. Yeah, so like I said, rain is just going slow in a straight line.
Ralph, straight behind you. Williams is out.
I understand that slick tires on a wet track is trouble, but isn't this more of a defense? Also, like, it's full of water in the tunnel.
Schumacher's 2 seconds back.
It's not. Oh, it's not raining, but it's full of water. And Roy has gotten his Armco hits. It's nothing like Richie Burns rally.
Schumacher's taking the lead.
Don't. I also like that all the AIs except for Michael Schumacher and
Dropped the second place.
the 2 Jordans are just gone.
To go.
Behind? Oh! Ah, this works. Oops.
Schumacher's 8 seconds ahead. Ralph's right behind you. Schumacher's 13 seconds ahead. Fisichella right behind you.
So they do have another detail that is possible to see on this track, especially on the front brakes or inside the front wheels when I'm turning after braking. You can actually see the brake discs glowing. If the camera view is helping, which is not now, but it is a possibility. I also like that do wear out my slick tires in the wet because I'm sliding around. So you have to through the train, and this is a Friends and Freight or something. You can barely see it on the front left tire there. To the corner there. The brake discs are glowing. Oh, no, way too late. Ooh.
Ralph, 2 seconds behind you.
Half a minute behind Schumacher in 2 laps.
Schumacher's way ahead. Ralph's right behind you.
So, European. Huh. Is that European aviation that Paul Stoddard owned that ended up buying Minari? Huh, might be. Alrighty then. The Trouble Challenge. Trouble D. Not Double D, but Trouble D. Finished and 4 points. Which means the whole challenge is to hold up every car. Jeez Louise. And then the last offensive challenge of the game. Yeah, Trouble D's nuts. Wait, nuts, yeah. Your mustache tickle my nutsack, baby. Like one song I heard the other day said, well, season championship was decided in the final race at Jerez. Michael Schumacher was ahead of the Williams team's top driver by 1 point, Jack Villeneuve. Schumacher is in 3rd position, with Hakkinen needing to refuel. If he can extend his lead over the Williams car, Schumacher can win the championship. Put as much distance between you and the Williams car, Villeneuve, as you can. Frentzen, who is in lead, will try to block you to help his teammate. Luckily, Hugo, it is not.
Williams is in the pit.
We're not recreating that Jerez incident.
Hakkinen 3
Oh,
seconds ahead.
that was sliding.
Frenzen's taking the lead.
And power, yeah, it took a while. It would have been worse if it was defense Schumacher at Jerez. That would have been spicy.
Hakkinen 4 seconds ahead. Coulthard 2 seconds behind you.
Another detail that I do like in the game is that while things like Marlboro and Foster's and Bridgestone are on every track, there is track specific sponsors as well, or track specific logos. I do enjoy that.
Hakkinen 2 seconds ahead. Coulthard 4 seconds behind you.
So they did have attention to some details at least. Yep.
3 laps to go.
Oh, come on. Grip, power.
just ahead. Williams is 3 seconds behind you.
And slipstream! Not that good. The thing is, I was always confused about what corner Schumacher and Villeneuve actually made contact in.
Brendan 3 seconds ahead. Häkkinen's right behind you.
Power.
Coulthard's heading for the pit. You've moved up to second place. Only 2 laps to go.
Then Villeneuve is now behind me, gaining as well. And I'm not really catching up to Frentzen,
Brendan 4 seconds ahead. Häkkinen 2 seconds back.
except in that corner. Yep, well, we are not only losing Roy. Luckily, Eurovision doesn't start with "Welcome to Switzerland." This is Norway, entry number 1, Kyle Alexander with lighter. Luckily, there is some more chat about Eurovision first, because I eat tacos twice a year. That is in the Norwegian national final, and it is during the Eurovision final. Not semi-finals, but final. Whoops. So, yep. I will not be streaming for ages due to Eurovision. I would never finish the challenge today anyway, because of the hidden challenge, which is long compared to the rest. Sorry. Also, I'm not able to catch Frentzen. I'm just not quick enough. There suddenly got speed out of the corner. Yeah, there's a hidden challenge. It's not hidden, but it's. I'm going to show you. Next time I'm at the challenge menu, I'm going to show you. So I did have one great exit out of the hairpin, and that made me catch Frentzen by a ton compared to the rest of the laps, and then there was no exit speed out of all that hairpin. I think this is a fail. Oh, score 3. Your solid lead of the Williams car will make it difficult for him to challenge you. I'm not sure I agree with that. So my idea anyway was to do the 5 main challenges on each theme, but you need to get 100% on the skill percentage, and by doing 5 points on these you get 25, 25, 25. Then you see there's a number under here which I can't reach. That is another challenge that gives 25 fucking points for one challenge. That challenge is more than 2 laps, to put it that way. But you understand that there is a challenge there, but you don't actually know what the challenge is before you do every other challenge. So, during the 97 British Grand Prix, Mika Häkkinen was in 3rd place, with the leaders on the way to pit lane for new tyres. Even though Häkkinen's own tyres were severely worn, he decided to avoid another pit stop and try to build up a significant lead. While the race leaders go in for new tyres, build up as big as a lead as you can in the next 3 laps. The tyres are very worn. Be careful. So this challenge is to build up as a big lead as possible, and it's a defensive challenge. Again, this should have been an offensive one. Yeah, I also kind of like to build up the little buffer, right?
17 seconds ahead.
But I also know that I have a childhood friend who is probably gonna send me, like, well, unless his Eurovision party is making it too hard for him to do it this year, that would just be nice in a way. But if not, I would probably get like 2 or 3 snapshots for every song.
Williams is heading for the pit.
Someone who tried, and that
Way ahead.
somehow I have a feeling that was the car in second place.
At least he's 15 seconds behind you.
Oh, there
You've
is.
got the lead.
Yes, it did.
Only 3 laps left.
I also know the challenge said 3 laps, but in practice it's 4. Okay, so the Williams is right behind me with new tires. Nice. And there I got a perfect exit again. I don't understand why I suddenly get those random speed bursts,
13 cars left.
but when
Williams is
at an exit of a corner the revs suddenly shoot up, that means I'm getting a really good exit. And I get a proper speed boost. It's kind of Mario Kart style. Power to the people.
truly dropped out of the race.
So there's been 3 retirements from the race
3 seconds behind you.
just in this little bit. Oh, I got a speed boost there as well.
Two laps left.
Try to pull out the lead. Well, technically I ain't failing, I am trying. Oh, no power.
Williams is 2 seconds back.
But yeah, Roy, I don't understand what you mean. Skip the fillers? Like you don't enjoy the hosts talking about random stuff that nobody cares about? And how nice it is that Europe is united by song and peace, peace, love, love and all that.
Williams is 2 seconds back.
Come on. Power.
Last lap.
Whoa! No! The rear end got loose.
Estella dropped out of the race.
Meh. Only missing a meow.
Williams is right behind you.
Yeah, I know he's right behind me. You don't need to say that. The tires got really bad really quickly. Or rather, really abrupt.
The tires are wearing out.
I know.
They've given you a
Yeah, yeah,
warning
yeah, yeah,
flag.
yeah. Hup. That's not going to be a 5%.
Williams is right behind
Oh, well, 5%, 5 points. Same shit, different wrapping. If I could get a speed boost out the last corner though. Yeah, no, didn't really help much. 2 points. In the real life, Hacken did better. Thank you for that one. And then it is the last challenge of the day. And that is Damon Hill. And everyone who have any experience of F1 in 97 knows what this is gonna be. Damon Hill, who was 96 champion, had been unable to win a race in 97 with his new team Arrows, though it seemed he had a chance in Hungary. Hill had dominated the race, building up a lead of more than 30 seconds. However, during the last few laps, his car began to fail him. His gearbox broke suddenly, making his car stick in second gear and be unable to accelerate effectively. The thing is, in real life, he had a choice for what gear. He chose the second gear. If he'd gone for third or fourth, he might have won the race. Anyway, try to finish the race as best as you can despite your broken gearbox. Though you have a big lead, it will not last long with you stuck in second gear. So, the gearbox isn't damaged yet, it will gradually get damaged. The fun thing is, you don't get stuck in second gear here. So now it's blinking, but I'm not stuck in second gear. Oh crap. But as the laps of the corners go by, laps go by, and time goes by, there's a bigger and bigger risk that I'm gonna lose some gears. And if I push, it too hard, then I will be all out of gears. Yep, so now I can't go about fourth. But I still have third and first and second and fourth, but I can't go above fourth. Now I can't go above third. And now I can't go above second. The problem is, if I am pushing it too hard now, I will be out of gears and will actually retire. I can go down in first, by the way, but yeah. But in real life, going up the hill to that fast left-hander, that is where Jack Villeneuve passed Damon Hill for the win of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Hill finished second. Again! As Murray Walker said in the Pizza Hut commercial with Damon Hill. He spun his pizza 180 degrees. Hill finished second. Again! I might have watched that ad a bit too many times.
Williams is right behind you.
Yeah, no shit, mate.
Irvine is out.
No! Your score is 4 because I didn't manage to win. Yep. But that is it. I really do want to get 100%. Well, now we can see ultimate challenge. Just to start it and show it off then, just to, because I'm me. the ultimate challenge that gives 25 points. During the 97 Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka, Michael Schumacher benefited from his teammate Eddie Irvine. Irvine took the lead from the Williams driver, Jacques Villeneuve, and then blocked him. This allowed Schumacher to catch up and then eventually win the race. As Irvine catched the Williams driver and hold him off, let Schumacher win the race. Schumacher need all the points to win the championship. I do think this is a 10 or 12 lap challenge, and to get 25 points, as far as I understand, you need to block Jacques Villeneuve a lot, so he's far behind Schumacher. At the same time, you need to finish second yourself. So that's gonna take a while. But yeah, I didn't name this part 1, but in reality it is part 1. It's done. I've unlocked all the challenges. I need to do 6 challenges again to get 5 points. And then I need the ultimate challenge to nail that to get 25. That gives me 100 nice skill points or skill percentage. Anyway, that was a stream for Norway's National Day. And well, now it's time for Eurovision. So thanks to Roy, thanks to Hugo, and thanks to Kev for showing up. Especially Hugo and Roy sticking with this rather subpar game. It's been really fun to have you along with me. And I'll see you guys whenever I see you. Enjoy Eurovision. Goodbye!